Loak! Damn, let's go!
Gunships inbound!
That's a pretty potent mix. Jake Sully.
Yeah!
That's your dad's actual suit.
He's dead as shit, Colonel.
Pull back right now. Do not make a sound.
On!
Get over here!
The forest moon of Pandora, once a battleground, now harbors a fragile peace under Jake Sully and Neytiri's guardianship. However, this tranquility is shattered by the unexpected return of the humans, led by a resurrected Colonel Quaritch in a Na'vi avatar body, seeking revenge and resources. Jake and his family are forced to abandon their home, fleeing to the ocean clans, where they must learn the ways of the water to survive, only to find the war inevitably follows them.
Hey, it's okay. You hurt?
Jeez, 2 minutes. Let's get in boats. 2 minutes. Let's make some.
Six is in hops, harpoons. All right.
Run it.
You should stay back.
Sub-teams, have it.
You come out alone.
Look, no!
Hesitate to execute your kid.
Check your fire. I'm covered.
What is happening?
Got the harpoon now.
Get him to a boat! Yes, sir. Let's...
Loose. Mighty warrior. Come on, say it. Think that spider.
Let me go! Let your buttercup together.
Move, move! Evacuate!
Took. This is not a good idea.
Give me that! This way! Come on, bro! You oh! Shit! Come on! Shit. Hold him up! Hurry, go, go, go! He's hurt! Shake, man! Bro, watch his head, watch his head! Watch his head. Okay. I need you. Strong heart. Subs, there's like a pool in the center.
Stay here.
The girl's with it.
Safe, but you can't.
Denarcy, copy.
Sound off!
Eyes up, eyes up!
Out of time here, Corporal. Best lead. Weapons down.
Don't do.
Cops! What, you think I care about some kid?
Please, don't let her go. Don't hurt her. Mom. Please, don't hurt. Just let her go. Please.
Spider!
You all killed your whole family.
Hey guys, today we are diving deep, and I mean deep, into the visually stunning, emotionally charged, and utterly epic sequel that had us all holding our breath, literally and figuratively, Avatar: The Way of Water. We're going to resurface all the incredible moments, from the breathtaking alien oceans to the gut-wrenching family drama. Grab your snacks, maybe even a diving mask, because we're about to explore every bioluminescent corner of Pandora's aquatic world. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming. Our story kicks off years after the first film, a full decade in fact, and Jake Sully, our ex-human marine turned Na'vi warrior, is narrating his new life. He's a true blue dad now, not just to his Na'vi wife Neytiri, but to their 4 kids, living the dream in the Hallelujah Mountains. It's a pretty idyllic picture, honestly, like a sci-fi family vacation that just never ends. There's Neteyam, the eldest son, who's basically the golden child, always doing what's right. Then we have Loak, the middle child, a bit of a rebel, always trying to prove himself, often landing in trouble. Classic middle child syndrome, even for a Na'vi. Next is Kiri, an adopted daughter with a mysterious connection to Awa and Dr. Grace Augustine, who's just different. And finally Took, the youngest, full of childlike wonder and energy. Plus, there's Spider, a human kid who couldn't be cryogenically frozen for the return trip to Earth as a baby, so he was raised on Pandora and has basically gone full Tarzan, only with less loincloth and more Na'vi paint. He's the only one with 2 arms that don't belong to the local fauna, making him a bit of an anomaly among the tall blue people. Jake's narration paints a picture of peace, of a family thriving, of learning the Na'vi ways of being one with Awa. They're patrolling, protecting their territory, learning to be responsible members of the Metkayina clan. Life is good, serene, almost too perfect, which as any moviegoer knows is always a red flag. Because let's be real, paradise never lasts in these kinds of stories. And just when you think they might actually get a happily ever after, boom, the sky people return. Only this time, it's not just a few ships, it's an entire armada, a massive fleet of starships piercing the atmosphere, raining fire and dropping massive excavators. This isn't just a mining operation anymore, it's a full-blown colonization effort. They're back, and they're not just here for unobtainium, they're here to make Pandora their new home, because apparently Earth is completely hosed. Whoops. The RDA, now led by General Ardmore, establishes a massive city called Bridgehead, a sprawling concrete jungle tearing into Pandora's vibrant rainforests. It's a stark contrast to the organic beauty of the Na'vi world, a testament to humanity's destructive ambition. The sound of their drills and machinery echoes across the land, a constant, grating reminder of their presence. Jake and Neytiri, along with the other Metkayina warriors, spring into action. They begin a guerrilla war, striking at the RDA supply lines, sabotaging their operations, doing everything they can to make their lives miserable. It's exhilarating, a series of quick, brutal ambushes in the dense jungle, the whoosh of arrows meeting the harsh clang of metal on human armor. But here's the kicker, the true villain reveal. Among the returning human forces is a new breed of soldier called recombinants, or recoms. These are Na'vi avatars embedded with the memories and personalities of deceased human soldiers. And guess whose memories are leading the charge? None other than Colonel Miles Courage, the primary antagonist from the first film, now back from the dead, albeit in a gorgeous 10-foot-tall blue body. He's got the piercing stare, the military precision, and a burning hatred for Jake Sully. It's like a supervillain returning with a glow-up, only instead of a cape, he gets a tail. This Courage is even more dangerous because he understands the Na'vi world better, and he's driven by a primal need for revenge. He's basically a walking, talking, Na'vi-shaped paradox. Courage, leading his own squad of recoms, whose personalities are just as delightfully evil as his own, starts hunting Jake. He's not interested in the grand war strategy, he wants Jake Sully. He leads raids, capturing and torturing Na'vi to get information. The stakes are instantly sky-high. During one of these brutal raids, Spider, being the human-raised kid, gets caught by Courage's squad. And in a wonderfully tragic twist, Courage realizes Spider is his son. Yes, you heard that right. The human Colonel Courage had a son who was left behind. It's a moment that adds a weird layer of complexity to the villain. He's still a monster, but now he has daddy issues to deal with, and an estranged son who clearly prefers hanging out with the giant blue aliens. Spider is taken by Courage, who sees him as a valuable asset, someone who understands the Na'vi. Spider, however, despises his biological father, refusing to help him, but is forced to observe and participate in the recom's operations, giving him an agonizing insider's view.
Jake, realizing the RDA's relentless focus on him, makes a heartbreaking decision. He knows that as long as he's with the Metkayina, they'll be a target. He decides his family must leave. They pack up, say their tearful goodbyes to their forest home and their people, the familiar sounds of the jungle fading behind them. It's a heavy moment, the crunch of leaves underfoot replaced by the quiet splash of water as they make their way towards the coast. They're leaving everything they know behind, severing their connection to the Tree of Souls, to their ancestors, all for the safety of their children. Neytiri, ever the fierce protector, resists at first, her growls of frustration palpable, but she ultimately understands the necessity. Their journey is long and perilous, a silent trek through unknown territories. Eventually, they reach the vast shimmering ocean. The sounds shift dramatically, from the rustling leaves and chirping insects of the forest to the rhythmic crash of waves and the distant calls of unseen marine life. They encounter the Metkayina clan, a group of Na'vi who live by and in the sea. These guys are different, biologically adapted to water, with broader, stronger arms for swimming, lighter blue skin, and paddle-like tails. They're basically the aquatic cousins of the forest Na'vi, and they're initially not too thrilled to see a bunch of forest people show up on their doorstep, especially ones with 5 fingers instead of 4. A clear sign of their human Na'vi heritage, a subtle yet important distinction that sets Jake's kids apart. It's like showing up to a beach party in full hiking gear. You're just not going to fit in. Ronal, the Metkayina matriarch, and her mate, Tonawari, are the leaders. Ronal is sharp, suspicious, and incredibly powerful, her eyes scrutinizing Jake and his family with a mixture of disdain and caution. Tonawari, more pragmatic, agrees to take them in, but not without emphasizing the difficulty of their integration. He insists they must learn the way of water, which involves adapting to a completely new lifestyle, a new culture, and mastering the ocean's challenges. It's a huge culture shock.
The Sully children are immediately out of their element. Natium, ever the dutiful eldest, tries his best to adapt quickly, showing his natural leadership. But even he struggles. Loak, predictably, finds it even harder. He's clumsy in the water, his forest body heavy and unsuited for the currents. He's constantly getting into scraps, getting picked on by the Metkayina kids, particularly Awanung, Tonawari's son, who's a bit of a jerk, to be honest. It's a classic case of the new kid getting bullied, only with more bioluminescence and alien fish. Kiri, however, discovers a profound connection to the ocean and its creatures. She seems to understand them intuitively, her movements in the water fluid and graceful, almost as if she belongs there more than anywhere else. Took, being the youngest, struggles with the fear of the deep, clinging to her mother, but also finds moments of childlike wonder. Jake and Neytiri are also learning to adapt.
Jake, with his marine background, takes to the water with a bit more ease than Neytiri, who's a forest hunter through and through. They learn to hold their breath for extended periods, to swim with the grace of the Metkayina, and to ride the beautiful, agile skimwings, a sort of flying manta ray that serves as their aerial transport over the waves. The training montage is gorgeous, showcasing the stunning underwater environments, the vibrant coral reefs, and the diverse marine life. It's a sensory feast, the sound of water rushing past, the feel of the current, the blinding flashes of color from the flora and fauna. One of the most profound aspects of the Metkayina culture is their bond with the Tulkun. These are massive, intelligent, whale-like creatures, revered as spiritual siblings, each with its own unique song and personality. They are incredibly powerful, peaceful, and fiercely intelligent beings. They communicate through clicks and songs, and the Metkayina have a deep spiritual bond with them, much like the forest Na'vi have with the dire horses or banshees. It's an almost mythical connection, the sound of their deep calls carrying across the vast ocean.
Loak, in his constant quest for acceptance and prone to getting into trouble, ventures beyond the safe reef and into dangerous waters. He gets separated from his siblings during a misadventure with Eonung and his friends, who abandon him after he falls into a predatory fish's territory. Talk about a bad friend. Just when he's about to be fish food, he's saved by a magnificent, enormous Tulkun with a missing fin. This Tulkun is named Peakon, and he's an outcast from his pod. He was exiled after defying the Metkayina's ways of peace, having fought back against humans in the past, leading to a tragic incident. Loak, an outcast himself among the Metkayina, immediately forms a deep telepathic bond with Peakon. Their connection is pure and powerful, a silent understanding between two beings who don't quite fit in. This bond, formed through the spiritual cue of the Na'vi, is depicted as a beautiful, glowing connection. The gentle touch of their cues allowing them to share thoughts and feelings, painting vivid pictures in each other's minds. It's a truly moving friendship, an unexpected alliance between a rebellious teen and a wise, lonely giant. Meanwhile, Kiri continues to explore her unique connection to Eywa. She has visions, a deep, almost mystical empathy with all living things, especially the plants and animals of Pandora. She tries to connect with the Tree of Souls, an underwater equivalent of the forest's sacred site, hoping to communicate with her biological mother, Grace Augustine. It's an overwhelming experience, a beautiful and terrifying overload of sensory information, the pulsing light and gentle hum of the network too much for her. It nearly kills her, causing her to have a seizure, showcasing the raw power of her abilities and the danger that comes with them. Her family rushes to her side, their fear for her palpable, Jake's strong hands trembling as he holds her.
Back on the RDA front, Quaritch and his recom squad are relentless. He uses Spider's knowledge of Na'vi culture and language to track Jake, despite Spider's reluctance. Quaritch makes a twisted attempt to bond with Spider, showing him moments of what he perceives as affection, but it's clear his primary motivation is still revenge. Spider, torn between his human heritage and his Na'vi upbringing, provides information under duress, but also subtly tries to sabotage Quaritch's efforts where he can. He teaches Quaritch Na'vi phrases, only to deliberately mislead him, causing some humorous, albeit dark moments of miscommunication. Quaritch's men also begin hunting Tulkun, not for sustenance, but for a special fluid found in their brains called amrita, which halts human aging. It's basically the ultimate anti-aging cream, extracted in a horrifying, brutal fashion by whale hunters, turning these majestic creatures into mere commodities. The sound of their harpoons slicing through the water, followed by the Tulkun's mournful cries, is absolutely heart-wrenching. This whaling operation is where the film really shows the destructive power and sheer cruelty of humanity. The Metkayina clan, sensing the return of the Sky People's destructive habits, are deeply distressed. Their spiritual siblings, the Tulkun, are being slaughtered. The sounds of distant harpoon guns and the silence of missing Tulkun pods send shivers through the community. This escalation of violence draws Jake and his family further into the conflict. Loak, hearing stories of Peakon's past defiance against humans and seeing the cruelty firsthand, feels a renewed sense of kinship with the outcast Tulkun. He sees Peakon not as a renegade, but as a brave protector. Quaritch eventually finds the Metkayina village, thanks to Spider's unwitting help or maybe too much information given under duress. He believes Jake is there. He launches an attack, a swift, brutal assault on the peaceful village. The quiet hum of the village is shattered by the roar of gunships and the screams of the Metkayina. The Metkayina, despite their peaceful ways, are warriors. Tonawari and Rono lead the defense, their skimwings slicing through the air, their bows firing with deadly precision. Jake and Neytiri, along with their children, fight alongside them, defending their new home. It's a chaotic, intense battle, the thud of arrows hitting armor, the sharp crack of rifle fire, the sounds of explosions echoing across the water.
During the battle, Netaim, the eldest son, displaying immense bravery, tries to help Loak and Took escape. He gets critically wounded in the process, a sharp pang of a bullet tearing through him. This is a devastating blow, a shocking moment of loss. Jake and Neytiri rush to his side, their guttural cries of grief echoing the primal sorrow of any parent losing a child. The sight of Neytiri bleeding out in Jake's arms, his life slipping away with a final gasp, is truly heartbreaking. Neytiri's primal roar of anguish, a sound of pure, unadulterated pain, makes your skin crawl. She vows revenge, her hunting instincts taking over. Jake, shattered but resolute, feels the weight of his decisions bearing down on him. His choice to flee, to hide, ultimately led to this. The climax of the film takes place on a massive human whaling vessel, which has become a floating fortress of destruction. Korich has captured Loak, Took, and Kiri, using them as bait to draw out Jake. He knows Jake's weakness, his family. The plan is simple, brutal, and effective. The sounds of the ship's massive engines rumble under the waves, a mechanical monster in a pristine world. Jake and Neytiri, fueled by grief and a burning need for revenge, along with the Metkayina warriors, launch a full-scale assault on the whaling ship. But they aren't alone. Peyakan, the outcast Tulkhan, sensing Loak's distress and spurred by his own history of fighting back, brings his entire pod, breaking their traditional ways of peace, to join the battle. It's a grand spectacle, the massive Tulkhan breaching and slamming into the vessel, sending waves crashing, their calls a deep, resonant rumble of defiance. The Metkayina warriors, riding their skimwings, weave through the explosions and gunfire, their arrows finding weak points in the ship's defenses. Neytiri, in a true moment of raw ferocity, unleashes her inner demon, a primal hunter, taking down RDA soldiers with brutal efficiency, her cries of vengeance chilling. The ship becomes a labyrinth of chaos. Jake battles Korich in a brutal hand-to-hand fight on the deck, the metallic clangs of their weapons echoing. It's personal, fueled by years of rivalry and the fresh wound of Neytiri's death. Korich, being a recom, is incredibly strong and agile, matching Jake blow for blow. The sounds of their bodies colliding, the grunts of effort, the splintering of metal around them add to the visceral intensity. Meanwhile, Loak, Kiri, and Took are trapped inside the sinking vessel, trying to escape the rising water and the general mayhem. Spider, torn between his loyalties, tries to help the Sully kids escape, while also grappling with the complicated presence of his biological father.
The ship is damaged, listing heavily, water pouring into its compartments. The sounds of alarms blare, metallic groans and creaks fill the air as the vessel slowly succumbs to the ocean's fury and the Tulkhan's might. Korich, in a moment of utter villainy, grabs Kiri, holding a knife to her throat, forcing Jake to surrender. It's a classic move, but still effective in generating immense tension. But then, Peyakan, sensing Kiri's terror and Jake's desperation, intervenes. The Tulkhan's massive body slams against the ship, causing a huge surge of water to sweep over the deck, knocking everyone off their feet. Korich loses his grip on Kiri, and the battle plunges into the dark, churning waters. Underwater, the fight continues. The visual spectacle is breathtaking, the bioluminescence of Pandora's creatures illuminating the chaotic underwater struggle. Jake and Korich are locked in a desperate struggle. Korich, wounded, is trapped, and Jake has the chance to finish him. But he hesitates. The lessons of the Metkayina, the way of water, perhaps influencing him, or perhaps the sheer exhaustion of it all. He lets Korich sink, leaving him for dead, only to be secretly rescued by Spider. This is a complex moment for Spider, choosing to save his father, the monster, even after all he's done. It's a reflection of his own complicated identity, and perhaps a tiny residual hope that his father isn't beyond redemption, which, let's be honest, is probably a pipe dream. Loak, showing immense bravery and maturity, manages to rescue Jake from the sinking ship, navigating the treacherous underwater corridors. Kiri, using her extraordinary connection to Awa and the ocean, guides her siblings and Spider through the submerged wreckage, her glowing hands creating paths of light, her voice a gentle, calming presence amidst the chaos. She calls out to the smaller fish and creatures who instinctively move to help her, a testament to her unique power. It's a beautifully serene moment amidst the destructive aftermath. They all surface, exhausted, traumatized, but alive. The warship sinks beneath the waves, a final guttural sigh of twisting metal, swallowed by the ocean, its destructive mission ended. The Metkayina celebrate their hard-won victory, but it's a somber one, tinged with the immense loss they've all endured. The sound of their mournful chants for the fallen mixes with the triumphant cries of survival.
In the aftermath, Jake and Neytiri mourn Neytiri. The Metkayina perform a sacred ritual, connecting with Awa through a special tree of souls, allowing Jake and Neytiri to briefly communicate with Neytiri's spirit.
It's a powerful, tearful scene, the gentle hum of the sacred tree enveloping them in warmth and love, a final goodbye, or perhaps a promise of eternal connection. The pain is still there, raw and intense, but there's a sense of closure, a spiritual balm to their grieving hearts. The feeling of Neteyam's presence, however fleeting, reminds them that life, even in death, is part of the great flow of Eywa. Tonowari and Ronal fully accept Jake and his family into the Metkayina clan, seeing their courage and sacrifice. They have truly embraced the way of water. Jake vows to continue fighting the Sky People, but this time he's not just doing it for his original Omaticaya clan, he's fighting for his new ocean family too. He now understands that running away didn't solve anything, and that he must stand and fight for the safety of all Pandora. The sounds of the ocean are no longer alien, they are home. The wind down of the film shows Jake embracing his newfound resolve, the waves crashing gently against the shore, a steady rhythm of life and perseverance. The family, though scarred, is united, stronger and more connected to the world around them. It's a powerful reminder that family isn't always about shared blood, but shared struggles and shared love. They have chosen to stay with the Metkayina, fully integrating into their new lives. The children, particularly Loak and Kiri, have found their places. Loak has gained confidence, his bond with Peakon cementing his status among the Metkayina, no longer the clumsy forest boy, but a respected warrior of the reef. Kiri's unique abilities are now recognized as a gift, not a burden, and she continues to forge deep connections with the ocean's creatures, her presence a quiet, powerful force of nature. Tuk is playful again, her fear of the water replaced by childlike glee. Even Neytiri, who initially struggled with the vastness of the ocean, now moves with the grace of a true Metkayina, her hunting skills adapted to the aquatic environment. Jake, looking out over the endless blue, understands the profound sacrifice they made, but also the strength they gained. He knows the fight isn't over, but he also knows he's not alone. His family, both blood and adopted, stands with him, ready for whatever the RDA throws their way next. The movie ends with a sense of lingering hope and quiet determination, leaving us to wonder what new wonders and challenges await them in Pandora's future. The sounds of the ocean, once a symbol of their displacement, now signify their belonging. The journey has been arduous, marked by loss and fear, but it has forged them into something new, something stronger.
This journey through the way of water isn't just about the breathtaking visuals or the intense action. It's a profound meditation on family, loss, and connection. It reminds us that finding our place, even when it means leaving everything we know behind, can lead to unexpected strength and deeper bonds. The challenges faced by Jake's family, the grief they carry, and the resilience they show in adapting to an entirely new world resonate deeply. It truly highlights the idea that true belonging isn't about where you were born, but where you choose to fight, to love, and to grow. The film leaves you reflecting on the immense beauty of our natural world, the devastation of human greed, and the enduring spirit of resistance against forces that seek to destroy what is sacred. It's a powerful testament to the idea that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the bonds of family and a deep respect for life can inspire us to find new ways to survive, to thrive, and ultimately, to protect the very essence of existence. Avatar: The Way of Water is a stunning technical achievement, pushing the boundaries of cinematic immersion and visual effects to create a truly believable alien world. Beyond the spectacle, it manages to deliver a surprisingly emotional story about family and adaptation. It's a testament to long-form storytelling, building on a rich universe while introducing new depths and challenges.